Welcome back to another episode. I am Sticks. This is my best friend and co-host D-Lo, and we are Too Complex. Back with another episode, man. We got some good content for you, but before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all finally got us to 450. We got that goal of 500 now, y'all. We on the way. We on the way, and we appreciate y'all. And also hit that notification bell so you miss none of these bangers that we drop every single week, man. D-Lo. It's the holiday season, brother. How was your Thanksgiving, bro?
It's the holiday season, and our holidays, Thanksgiving was turned upside down this year. We had a couple plans to travel, go out of town, but but the fans don't know. Well, they may know a little bit. I was sick when we were recording last week, or just starting to be sick anyway. But after we recorded, bro, it hit me all the way hard, and the family too. Pause. Yeah, it hit the family too. It hit them. So our plans were put on hold for traveling, but we made the most out of what we could with the holidays. Had dinner here, Thanksgiving dinner here, and just been trying to rest and recover. I say this: I'm always spending time with family, and I always say that when we talk about how's my week and whatnot. It can be sometimes you can spend too much time with the family, and I think me and the wife are at that point right now with the kids. We love them to death. Don't get that confused, but the constantly being on top of each other when you're sick and coming out of getting sick, it could take it could take its toll on you. So
y'all,
you say you want a couple more.
I do.
You say you want a couple more. I think you should strongly reconsider. I think you should strongly reconsider. But that's just my opinion, bro. How was your holidays?
Around this, this is going into the third year that I've been in Washington. That I took that leap of faith and drove cross country to come out here and be with my daughter. Love her to death. She's the only reason why I'm in Washington. Believe that. But around this is the third holiday season that I'm away from family and away from people I love other than my daughter. And around this time, man, it get a little hard. Not gonna lie, it gets a little depressing. It gets a little lonely to see all my family on the East Coast having a great time, celebrating with each other, giving thanks to each other. And, I'm all, sometimes I get off social media because I love to see it, but I hate to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like, because if you notice, I ain't posted much or even really been on unless I was looking for topics for the podcast. But it's just, I want to be with my family, but I know I'm here for a bigger purpose. I know I'm here for something bigger than what my feelings portray. So around this time, man, it does get a little tough, bro. Like, I'm literally out here alone, bro. Like,
well, you and the cousin out there, y'all don't do anything?
That man, he out here by himself. He don't. But see, Joe, he ain't. He ain't really a family guy anyway. Like, even when we was home, he really ain't really come around like that with like family functions. So he really ain't that type of guy. Plus, he got his own situations and stuff going on. I ain't gonna talk about his business, but nah, we don't, you know what I'm saying? And the first couple of years that I was here, me and him was kind of clashing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't really on the same page. So, but now he done realized he was wrong. And now he's starting to come around a little bit more. But it's just tough, man, being out here like literally alone, no friends, no family other than Joe and my daughter. But it's tough, man. Like, my family did a whole big thing out in Virginia, man, for Thanksgiving. All the family got together, and I was like, man, I can't watch this shit, bro. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad y'all together, but it's that it ain't doing nothing for me right now. It ain't gonna do nothing but make me drop a tear, a little thug tear, but still a tear nonetheless. Right. But it's just it's tough around this time.
Being sentimental about your family.
Nah,
man.
for sure.
Family's what's important. It's one of the reasons why this country, so to speak, is kind of faltering a bit, because people don't take family. They don't hold it in high regards. They don't put it on a pedestal as they should. Everybody said that it used to be blood is thicker than water, and now people just because they blood, it don't mean anything to me. It's like, bro, that's your family regardless. Like, you can go through your disputes, you can go through different times, different phases in your life where you're just not on each other like that. You're not really feeling each other like that. But at some point in time, you got to come back, because those were the people that were there for you through thick and thin at the beginning. You know, yeah, you get older, you have different experiences that might separate you, but you got to come back together. So ain't nothing wrong with being sentimental about that, bro. You have nothing to be embarrassed about or nothing to be ashamed about if you have to shed a tear because you're not with your family. So I definitely get it.
Nah, it was a couple of little tears that dropped, man, just because, you know, it's just I'm and I don't want to say I'm starting to get used to it, because I don't want to get used to it. Trust me, I don't.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I love my family. I'm the one that's all about community, and I love having a tribe around me, and, like, you know, having family to spend time with and build memories with, you know what I'm saying, create memories with. But it is a hard time of the year for me, for sure. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was glad that I was able to come home. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your hospitality for Father's Day and all that good stuff when I was able to come back to the crib. But I got to do it more often, man. I got to figure out how to do it more often, because I do miss all y'all over there, man. Like, for real.
And this man was going. I'm not gonna tell you family. Business.
Speak on it. You know, I don't care.
This man has all these people that live in this neck of the woods, and he was going to freaking. I guess we old enough to where that's what we do now. But you was going to spend for a hotel and whatnot. I'm like, are you?
Nah,
serious?
Facts. I'm just saying, like, you know why I did that. Yo, I don't like to be cumbersome and be all the people, you know, it's just me, you know what I'm saying? But I know what you mean, and that's why I said I appreciate your hospitality, because I was there for that 5 days. I was gonna be all up in that hotel, cuz. But
I'm like, you know, bro, you can't be serious.
Yeah, nah, but yeah, that's that. But my holiday season was cool. I mean, I just sat here, watched football, and, you know, my Thanksgiving dinner was a frozen pizza. You feel me?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Listen, it's all good.
Last night I was just chilling, man. So, you know, Sam, she stayed with moms because they had family come from out of town, so she stayed there for the holiday. So yesterday and Thursday she was there. So I'm picking her up after we record, and we're gonna do something for the day and a half that I'm gonna have her for the weekend. But I'm gonna still be able to see my baby at least, so it's all good.
Yeah, that is the reason. We all know that is the reason. So let me ask you something. So NASA recently did an experiment where they received a laser beam message from 16 million miles away. What do you think that's for? What is the purpose of that?
NASA received a message from how many miles away?
16 million miles away.
So we done already talked about them motherfuckers. They here. They done landed a couple of times and they scoping the area. You know what I'm saying? NASA scoping the area. Not NASA, but the aliens. Yeah. You know, the extraterrestrials. They done been on Earth. They done been here a couple of times. So I think they saying, you know, I think they sending a message like, we done been there and we see how y'all run.
No. So this ain't the message didn't come from aliens. This is NASA actually going out and doing an experiment to see if they can communicate.
Sent the message back.
And they sent a laser beam message back from whatever vehicle
galaxy they was
whatever whatever, wherever they sent it from. They sent a message from 16 million miles away, and it actually was received. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, that's cool and all. I understand y'all spending taxpayers' dollars to, you know, explore the galaxy and all that. But what is the purpose of that? Why we need to try to see if we can receive a message 16 million miles away?
I think the purpose of that is to see if we can actually communicate with other life forms that are not here on Earth. I think that's the purpose of it, because
sounds good.
It does sound good, but because if there are, which I believe there are, if there are life forms up there, and we are able to explore and find where they dwell, then maybe we can go back and forth and talk to them niggas, like try to figure out what's going. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. 16 million miles away is a lot. To think that the galaxy is that big, bro, it's crazy. And so, well, why are we up there? I don't. That's another question. Why are we even up there? Like, why are we even trying to figure? But I guess science, Nick. I guess I don't know.
Conspiracy theorists would say it's fake too, though. They would
True,
say,
because a lot of people do question whether or not space is actually real. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Yeah. But
yeah, or like because they say it is 4 times the length of the moon, the distance from the Earth to the moon, and so we already know conspiracy theorists don't believe that there was a moon landing.
true.
So if you then have this out that kind of says we have ventured the moon and then we're going even further, but I don't know, man. I thought it was weird. I thought it was interesting, but I also thought it was funny because, like, why do we need to be trying to communicate 16 million miles away? But you bring up a good point. Yeah, it's probably trying to communicate with other life forms out there or have the ability. I don't know. It's just I thought it was funny. I thought it
It
was interesting.
it is weird. It is weird. I think that's exactly what it's for, though. And you said you had a couple of surprising things that you want to talk about. What was the other one?
So this one is in your wheelhouse, and
Oh,
I'm
shit.
interested to see what you think about this one. So Hyundai in starting next year, 2024,
I saw this.
they are going to sell cars on Amazon. What? How? Okay. First off, I know Hyundai ain't your thing. I don't think, but if that
Okay.
was, would you ever purchase a car off of Amazon? And then the second question is, how do you feel about purchasing cars off Amazon as a salesman, so to speak? So, you
All
know what I
right. So
mean?
peep this.
What's
So
that process going to look like?
would I ever? It's going to look something like Carvana. Like it's going to be something like that. But I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Would I ever purchase a car off Amazon? No, because I like to use my senses on a car.
Mm-hmm.
Look, see, touch, smell, not taste. I don't be out here tasting cars, but I like to use my senses. I like to use my senses. So I need to be able to feel how the car rides and, be able to just check it out myself. That's how I would like to purchase a car. So I wouldn't purchase a car off Amazon personally. The reason why I think Hyundai is doing that is because their stock is dropping because of all these thefts. And they actually put out a software that was supposed to be an anti-theft system that ain't working. So they got to find another. They got to find another avenue to sell these vehicles because a lot of people aren't buying Hyundais. And whenever I was still in the car business, people were scared of Hyundais, and I had so many people come from like the rental department to the sales side of the building to say, "Hey, my car just got stolen." And it's totaled all. It's totaled out. I need to buy another car, but do not sell me another Hyundai because that's what was stolen. So people were definitely afraid of them joints when I was still in the business. So their stock is dropping. They got to find another avenue to sell it. Now, the way I think it's going to look as far as the sales process is going to be just like Carvana. You're going to go online. You're going to see the car. They're going to tell you the price. You're going to purchase it, and you got like a 10-day window as to if you want to keep it, and then if you don't want to keep it, you can send it back. Type shit. So it's going to be kind of like a Carvana kind of situation.
So then because I worked with Carvana and try to understand their logistical process on the back end and whatnot. So then, for that matter, they would still be using Hyundai dealerships to send this stuff over. It's just their okay.
Yep.
I got you.
They would still be using dealerships and they're actual like manufacturers to be able to get the vehicles, but they're going to be selling them on Amazon. It's just like any drop ship, kind of like e-commerce business. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be the same thing, except Hyundai is going to be running their own joint on Amazon, and Amazon's going to be able to get profit off of selling these cars. Bezos is a rich motherfucker, boy.
Oh, for sure. But so all right, well, stick in there though. So Carvana, they have like the whole little vending machine experience and whatnot at select locations across America. And so you can actually go to those. They're called, it's a dealership, but it looks like a car vending machine because they have all the cars at the very
Stacked
top
up.
and they can go get it and lower it down and whatnot. All right, so that's the experience for Carvana. And then they have these trucks that deliver them to the location. They could either drop off the car or pick up a car that you're selling to them and then bring the car that you were purchasing. Is it going to be a similar experience, you think, with Amazon?
I believe so. I think it's. I'm not.
Not the vending machine part, though.
No, not the vending machine part for sure. But I think it's going to be something like that. I think that they're going to be able to purchase the vehicles off of Amazon, and a Hyundai dealership will deliver that vehicle to you. And then they'll say, "Hey, okay, cool. So this is the car. This is the car that they'll be able to inspect this. If this is the car that I actually ordered, drive it for like a 7 to 10 day, resale policy to say, okay, yeah, I like it or I don't. And then if they don't like it, they can send it back. If they keep it, the contract is in effect. But that's what Enterprise did. Enterprise would say, okay, cool, you got a 7-day return exchange program where in a week or 1,000 miles, you can say, okay, I like it or I don't. And within that 7 days, if you bring it back, then okay, cool. We just rip the contract up. You get your down payment back, and you cool. But I think that's what Hyundai is going to have to do. Hyundai's going to have to do that. They're going to have to say, yeah, you got 10 days. If you like it, cool. If you don't, cool. Whatever.
I think this is the first time, though, that we've seen strictly a brand, a specific brand selling cars on Amazon. Because like with Carvana, it's funny you bring up the Carvana, but with Carvana, they sell all kind of cars, and those are pre-owned,
usually used cars.
Pre-used cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the Hyundai, and I don't want to stick on this too much longer, but is the Hyundai one? Are they going to be pre-used too? Are they going to be brand new cars? I mean,
you're working with
uncharted territories.
So you're working with a manufacturer, so you can probably get both. You probably because once you go on Amazon, they're probably going to look at the dealership closest to you, and they're probably going to look at inventory, and you can probably look at used cars or new cars. It's probably going to be in the whole system, in Amazon system. Like it's going to say new or used, so you can pick used or new, and they're going to be able to deliver that vehicle to you. It's going to just come from the closest location to where you live.
Yeah,
that's how I think it's going to work. Yeah, but
I got it.
So moving into the next little kind of like small talk, bro. Snoop had everybody fooled, didn't he? Snoop had everybody tricked, cuz.
And I stand fast in my decision. I said last week, I will not believe anything on the internet ever again. And because like stuff like this, you can't trust anything. Like, yeah, Snoop had the whole internet in a frenzy and believing that he was done smoking, and even talking about, oh yeah, man, we don't need to smoke XYZ. Because the funny part about it is, right when he released it, I think a day or two before, a study came out talking about how, what's the proper word we supposed to use? That drug is how it affects the lungs, the heart. You can have and the brain and whatnot, but more so the heart, how it affects the heart. And then 2 days later, Snoop says he's not smoking anymore. Lo and behold, it's for a daggone fire pit, smokeless fire pit. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I'm saying. You can't believe everything on the internet. I will not believe anything on the internet. I still don't believe the Drewski and Birdman beef is real. It's just listen, you cannot believe anything on the internet, man.
Man, and it's funny because whenever I saw, because I also saw the thing about the study about how it affects your body, especially the heart, and then Snoop drops it. I was like, yo, that's perfect timing, right?
Yeah,
because I didn't believe that he was giving it up. I was like, this nigga lied, bro. Snoop been Snoop since, man, for 3 decades, bro. Ain't no way Snoop giving up. You know what I'm saying?
40 decades, basically.
Snoop been, because that's who Snoop has been. Everybody knows Snoop. People got stories about, smoking with Snoop. Like, come on, bro. People got stories about smoking with Kevin Hart had one of the funniest ones, honestly. But, bro, like, people like, they have stories about, they know who Snoop is. And whenever Snoop came out and people were in a frenzy, you had people like Meek Mill talking about he about to move to Dubai. Talking about he ain't smoking no more and he about to give it up too. And he had everybody on the internet going crazy. And then drops a commercial for a smokeless fire pit. Bro, that had to be the fun. It was like, bro, Snoop had everybody fooled, dog. But it was genius. It was genius. It was genius, bro. It was genius.
Yeah. It was genius. But for me, this is the main reason why I have to like second guess everything that a person or a brand post online, because as you can see, the genius behind the marketing is impeccable, and they tug at our heartstrings. They do all kind of things to get us to try to fall into their plan, and then when they do, they release stuff like this. It's like, I mean, come on, like it's I don't know. They picked the perfect person too, because as you said, everybody has had stories of either smoking with Snoop, or they know, he has the How High tour that he did with Wiz Khalifa and all that stuff. So it was the perfect person to use as in their marketing plan. What I don't even the funny thing is, I don't even know the brand of that smokeless pit.
Me either, bro. I have no idea
So
what that is.
It may have worked against them, because while it helped bring awareness for Snoop, and like people saying, oh, he ain't smoking anymore. When this was released, I'm like, oh, he's talking about a fire pit.
Solo.
He got everybody. But I don't even know
the solo stove.
Solo stove. Okay, we need a little check, bro. We just gave y'all some pub. But
so
yeah, I mean, it's
smokeless
just
fire pit. The one that Snoop was talking about, solostove.com.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, you won't get me believing hardly anything.
Yeah, because you gonna be the one that be like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be the one that like, yo, like, you see this? And you like,
yeah, nah.
I'll pass. Let me do my research.
Yeah.
And that's good, because I need somebody like you, because I'll be like, no, we need to talk about this. Yeah. But nah, man. But like, Snoop definitely had everybody food. But another thing that I saw too, bro. Let's talk about Angel Reese, bro, because she, she's one of the best women's basketball players in the country, and has been for the past 3 years. She's in her senior season now with LSU, coming off of a 25-15 season, 3-time All-American from freshman all the way up to junior. And now she is not with the team anymore. And there's a lot of speculation about why.
Nah, she's with the team.
Well, she's with the team. She's not dressing. You're right. She's not playing.
Yeah. She's still on the team.
Yeah. What? That's not what I meant when I said that. But I'm glad you cleared it up. But she's not playing. She is going into, like, I want to say her third or fourth game where she's not played.
Third game
she's not played. And people have a lot of speculation as to why. People saying it's grades. People saying there's a lot of other things. Like, how do you feel about Angel Reese not being with the team right now, bro?
I mean, all we can do is speculate at this point of what the issue is, because we don't truly know what it is, why she's not dressing, why she hasn't been. We assume traveling with the team. Like, she's still on the team. The coach has said she's still a part of the team and they can't wait to get her back. But she has not been on the bench the last two going into 3 games. And then she played the first half of the game against Kent State, but then didn't play the second half. And it's been said, rumors started by, I always mess this girl's name up, Flage. Yeah, it's spelled like flu though.
It is.
Flage, you said?
Flage, yeah.
Flage. Her mom. I'm sorry, I'm messing your name up. I apologize. It looks different than how it sounds.
It is.
I apologize.
It does. I agree.
But her mom went to Twitter and said something about grammatical errors for Angel's mom, and she would know, or she should know, about grammatical errors because her daughter barely has a 2.0. And then shortly after that, Angel hasn't been playing. Again, all we can do is speculate at this point. Don't really know. I don't think it's grades though, because that's not how grades work. And then also, if it was grades, she wouldn't be suspended until second half of the season, because that's when, like, the grades come out for the first semester. So if she had a 2.0, she would still have time to make it up. And she wouldn't be able
having
to
a 2.0 would allow her to play though, because you're supposed to have a 2.0 to be able to play.
Well, she said she barely had a 2.0.
Oh, got you. Okay,
She
got
said she barely had a 2.0. So
you.
if she again, speculation. We don't know what the real
Yeah.
issue is. But if it is the grades, then and she barely has a 2.0, then that means it was below a 2.0 at some point in time, and now she's just gotten it up. But like I said, like I was saying, if it was the grades issue, it wouldn't show its head at this point in time because the semester is not over yet, and she would still have time to make it up. If it is below a 2.0 or if she is ineligible to play, she would still have at least a month to get those grades up before she would be deemed ineligible. So, and again, sticking with the grades, if it was, she wouldn't have been able to play the first half and then sit out. That's just not how that works.
Not how that works at
Again,
all.
all speculation. I think Angel Reese may have become a bit of a diva more than what she already was because of the NIL and all of the different money and she has been getting for um, the different brands that she represents. Also, some of the appearances and the people that she's been able to rub shoulders with, bump shoulders with. Now, it may have gotten to her head and she may have become a cancer on the team. And it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And the reason I say it's nothing wrong with that is because we all handle success differently. And she's still a young kid, man. She's still what? She's 21, 22,
21.
21, I think, right?
21.
She's
Yep.
21 and she's coming into money she's never seen before. I'm sure you and me at ages that we are at right now coming into that type of money, we may act a little different initially than how we were acting just because, again, it's money we've never seen before. On top of the fact that you are at a major college university and you have this money, all of this attention, you just coming off the heels of a national championship, the first in your school or second in your school's history, something like that. It's one of the two. And you put the program back on the map. So I mean, it's again all speculations. We don't really know, but if I had to guess, I would think that is the case because she's like the fifth or sixth highest paid college
College
athlete
athlete.
because of
Yep.
the NIL now, and that's major.
That is major, and I'm on the side of you. Like I didn't think it was grades at all because, like you said, I was looking into it. I was like, that's not how. Like you said, that's not how that worked. So I
Right.
didn't think it was grades from the beginning. But the first thing I said whenever she was when she wasn't playing was she a diva now. She done got her head is big. And Kim Mulkey, who was the head coach at LSU women's basketball, she came out and kind of said not exactly that, but she was like, you're always you're gonna always deal with locker room issues. You're gonna always have people who try to assert dominance and things of that nature. And although Angel Reese is probably the best player on this team, her and Flage, they're probably two of the best people on the team, and she probably did have some of that diva kind of you listen to me, this is my team, yada yada yada, and you have those attitudes sometimes on teams. So she did come out and say that she was kind of problematic behind closed doors in so many different words. So, and I can see that as being the case. You know what I'm saying? Like just off of the, because I follow her on social media, I follow her on Instagram, and like just to keep up with the news type shit. And the things that she posts seem very diva-ish, but she does have I think my problem with it is she gotta be better at time management, because or separating her business from her personal, or her business from her game, because she has to
What do
do
you
a
mean?
lot of.
Can you give an example?
So, but not necessarily an example. I'm just gonna say, like, she has to separate, because she has a lot of NIL deals, and she has to do things. She has to do certain amount of posts depending on contract and stuff like that to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna get this money, but I'm also gonna perform on the basketball court. And I think it's a problem with time management, only because I think she's doing more for the money than she is for the team, because
I got you.
she does post a lot, and a lot of the things that she does post is, is different from the person that we knew the last 3 years at LSU. And but like you said, she's the 5th highest paid, college player right now, because of the NIL. So she just has to do a better job of separating it, to me. And if it is blowing her head up a little bit, she got to be able to bring it. She got to at least be able to, okay, I need to keep this business attitude over here and this athlete attitude over here, and be able to separate the two. Because if you're the leader of this team, you can't be. A leader can't always, especially on basketball teams and football teams, you can't be a dictator. You still have to be a leader, but you got to be able to lead people, in opposed to trying to assert dominance over people. And if that's what Kim Mulkey is kind of alluding to, then she got to tone that shit down ASAP. If they want to be successful again.
Well, we knew it was trouble in paradise when they lost to Colorado the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about Colorado's women's program. I don't know much about Colorado's basketball program. The only thing I know about Colorado is Deion Sanders and that football team.
And the football team.
And Shador. Yeah, and Travis Hunter. And who have not played well the last 2 months. I don't think they won a game since the first 4. But we still ride with Coach Prom, and this is not a segment about them. But when Louisiana State University Lady Tigers basketball team lost to Colorado, we already knew that it was trouble in paradise and something wasn't quite the same. And right then, I said they head done got big. That money done went to their head. And now we're seeing how it is. It's always something. Some drama filled, something with, the stories that you follow in sports wise. It's always some type of drama that keeps it somewhat interesting. And so I'm interested to see if and when Angel comes back to the team, how their season transpires from that point forward. Because right now I think they're in the Cayman Islands or something like that for a tournament.
Yep.
And they haven't if they have played a game yet, I don't know the results, but they are currently playing in that tournament, and so we'll see how it goes. Angel is reportedly not there either. So we'll see how this goes, and then if she comes back following this tournament, and what happens to their season going forward. Because it's still early in the college basketball season, still a lot of basketball to be played, but this is just one of the things that is one of the troubles that the NIL introduces, is that you're guaranteed, no matter what, to get 1, maybe 2, I say 5 at the most. Every year you're going to get situations like this where a player is getting money that they've never seen before, their family's never seen before, and they just get big-headed, or they overwhelm themselves with obligations, and they don't know how to handle it.
True. And just to kind of speak on Colorado's women's basketball team, last year they were 25-9, so they are a good basketball team.
Okay.
So they came. I think it was one of those things where I think LSU women,
they weren't expected to beat LSU though. I'm sure
I don't think they were, and they were not ranked in the nation when they beat LSU. So
yeah.
Every time, get out my way, player. But no, they it was a good game, and Colorado played well, and they deserved to win the game because LSU just didn't. I think LSU came in underestimating Colorado, and like you said, it was trouble in paradise from that point forward. And again, I just think Angel just needs to figure out how to separate her business from her personal. So her business from her athletics, because she's doing a lot more business than she is doing playing basketball right now. And if she is getting big headed, this is a part of that.
So how do you think programs can help to not eradicate, but help assist these student athletes that are starting to get NIL deals, large sums of money? How do you think the programs can help them to manage their time better, manage the money, understand the different because I don't know if they have to pay tax. That's still one thing we're not clear on, if they have to pay taxes on that money or not. I'm sure they probably have to.
I'm
It would
pretty sure they
be
do.
crazy if they didn't, because then let me go back to college and get me some NIL deals.
What?
But yeah, how do you think colleges assist these student athletes that are, because this is a new problem that's introduced with the NIL. I mean, Angel, again, it's all speculation. We don't know if this is the actual case. We're just assuming. But Angel would be one of the first known athletes to have this issue where they became a problem for the team because of their NIL deals.
Yeah, I mean,
so how do you?
I've been speaking for a minute that from high school on, honestly, we need to have some kind of program where we teach these kids life skills, including money management, credit, investments, things of that nature. We need to start teaching these kids these things. A lot of things that we didn't learn as kids coming up, and we had to learn on the fly and make our mistakes and learn from them. We need to have some kind of program to be able to teach these kids. And shoot, going into college all the way up to the professional. We talked about Joe Smith, how he blew $63 million. You know what I'm saying? So we even getting up to adult years, some people and professional athletes need to have these people around them to teach them how to manage their time and manage their money. And nobody has that. Nobody has that, right. Especially in our community. We have nobody to tell us how to manage our parents and our people that raised us don't even really know. They just doing it on the fly too. You know what I'm saying? So we need to have these programs for these kids coming up with these NIL deals. And Angel Reese, I'm pretty sure she's going to the WNBA, so she needs somebody to go and tell her how to do these things. I believe she will. I mean, she's one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, but the reason I say or is she is because she's been on record saying she's in no rush to get to the WNBA because of the NIL deals.
She said it on the pivot.
Yeah, because of the NIL deals that she's getting and the type of money she gets being in college and have the ability to get those NIL deals. And she makes more money than WNBA players. So is she going to the WNBA?
I mean, so let me say this. I don't know how NIL works in and out. So this is honestly speculation. It's just my opinion. But once you leave that university, once you graduate, I'm pretty sure those NILs cancel unless they have
but you've already
accumulated that money. So unless she's managing her money correctly now, that money gonna run out. So
but if you've made $1 million, if you made $2 million, $3 million, let's say $3 million, because it's been. They say that Archie Manning has $5 million, Shedeur Sanders has $5+ million, Bronny James has $3 million in NIL deals. As a female athlete who they don't make millions of dollars typically playing professional sports in the United States, if you've made $3 million in NIL deals in college, is it worth going to the WNBA or going professional?
If you love the sport that you play, she gonna go. That's what I'm saying.
And this is the question, and this is where we always
show it. Do they really love the sport?
Really love the sport.
That's true. But I think if that, but that's all assuming that she's managing her money correctly. That's all assuming that. And if she is, good for her. Wonderful. But if she's not, which, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, for what she posts, she don't seem like she is, to be perfectly honest. But I can't say that. That's just my opinion. But if she's managing her money correctly, then she ain't in no rush. But once she leaves the University of Louisiana State University, once she leaves that university, those NILs gone. So she gonna have to do something to make some more money.
She got the money. She got the money.
But if she got the money, she got the money. And if she, I'm pretty sure she's got TikTok deals where she's making bread. She got Instagram deals where she's making bread. She's got social media deals all over the place. So she's gonna be able to have bread moving forward if she does not want to go to WNBA. But as an athlete, I gotta assume she gonna want to go because she love the game. You feel me? But does she really? That's always the question. Yeah, that's always the question. But
this is not just for Angel. This is a question we ask for a lot of athletes, especially with a lot of the conversations that we've had and hearing some of other athletes say players don't love the game like they used to.
or they like you
So
think they do. Yeah, for real.
like you think they do. There
But
you
see
go.
that raises this question too, D-Lo. Because in men's, well, I'm pretty sure it's women's sports too, especially basketball. They got that 1 year rule where you have to go to college for 1 year to go to the pros. Does the NIL change that in a way that we gonna see more phenoms being seniors now? Because I always like most people before NIL, you knew who was going to be one and done. Your John Walls of the world, you know what I'm saying, your Boogie Cousins of the world, all of those guys who went to college just for that 1 year to get to the league. Or you had your Brandon Jennings who didn't want to go to college. He went overseas and then went to the league because he had to do that 1 year out of high school. So it's like, are we gonna see more seniors because they're gonna be getting so much more money in college with NIL than they possibly would be making in the league?
So I think it depends on the person. I'm going to say it's 50-50 still for me, because kids love basketball, football, whatever respective sport that they're playing, up until it gets to the point where the things that they're asked to do is more than what they anticipated and what they expected. But the big factor in a lot of it is kids don't like school. So and being the fact that you're still required to go to school and be eligible, which is a speculation that we've been discussing with Angel right now, because you still have that element and that requirement is one reason why I'm like it's 50-50. If they enjoy school, if they can tolerate it, if they can remain eligible, I think you may see more kids become seniors and stay in school longer, to as long as they're also making money in the NIL deal. But you'll still have those that'll be like, nah, this ain't for me. I'm out. I'm going to get my millions in the league, and I don't have to worry about schoolwork or anything else. Just practice and studying the playbook and all that stuff. So I don't know. I think it's still 50-50.
I can concede that. I can concede that because I just came up with that question here just a minute ago. Like, dang, that would make that rule, you know what I'm saying, like not necessarily insignificant, but I was thinking you're gonna see more seniors, but you're right though, that school element of it is what kids don't really mess with. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't I was me personally, I not necessarily that I didn't like school, because I graduated with a 3.0, so I was cool. Like I went to class, I did what I was supposed to do, so it wasn't really a problem with me being ineligible. But did I want to go to class? Hell no. Especially coming off of like a Saturday where we just had a crazy game and we traveled, and now it's Sunday. We don't get into Sunday night. I had to stay up late to do homework and all that. Like, bruh, like I can't. No, it was tough, especially playing two sports, nigga. That was crazy. But I can see how that 1 year rule. But getting back to Angel. But I mean, hopefully she gets her act together, and whatever it is behind the scenes that she is doing, she can kind of rectify the situation and get back on the court. Because LSU, in all respects, LSU needs her on the court. Like I said, she's one of the best players in women's basketball right now, college basketball right now. So they need her on the court to be successful. I bid them good luck out there in the Cayman Islands without Angel, but we got to see how that thing go, bro.
Yeah, I'll say, wrap it up with kind of what I mentioned earlier. Again, we don't know what it is that is causing this issue of her not dressing out, her not playing. If it is a grades, okay, Angel, let's focus on what we need to focus on, and get back to what you need to do. I've had issues when I was playing. I had to sit out spring practice. No, not spring practice. I had to sit out a couple practices because of grades or something like that in college. But if it's not the grades, and if it is, what we've been talking about for the last 20 minutes or so, where you've become a bit more than what the team is used to, a bit more of a diva than what the team is used to, again, let's bring it back in, focus on what we need to focus on, because basketball is the reason that you are able to get these NIL deals,
exactly,
and are able to make this type of money. So if you're not playing, then again, it's all whatever's written in that contract is up for you to interpret, and if you have a lawyer, that's great too, up for them to interpret. But I'm pretty sure if you're not playing, they could remove that money from you. So let's remember, let's focus on what we need to focus on and get back right, because I would hate for you to be the first story of how you rise and fall of a prominent player in the NIL contracts.
For sure.
I mean, so you said Jeff Bezos is a rich mofo earlier.
That dude loaded.
And he's getting even more rich by the minute because Amazon introduced a health plan. For here it says the employees, but when I read it, it was open to everybody. It's called the one.
Everybody, like people everybody who don't work for Amazon.
Yeah,
like me and you could get
everybody. Yes, as long as you're a Prime member, it's called. Okay, so let me read what it is. It's called One Medical, and it can be added to your Prime membership. The first person is going to be $9 a month. And then everybody after that, up to 5 additional members can be added. It would be $6 a month. So it doesn't automatically come with your Prime membership. You have to include it. So you have to actively go out and purchase it.
Nigga.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I thought it was for his employees. When I proposed the topic, I thought it was for his employees. And the first thing I thought, bro, was imagine if all of our employers gave us, because from what I know, mine is a couple $100 a month for me and my daughter. Imagine if I could get a health plan for my daughter for me and my daughter for $15 a month. $15 a month is, talk about affordable health care. Like, the ACA, which is what I'm into right now because I'm starting to sell insurance. The Affordable Care Act, the ACA, bro, like you have to have affordable health care for all of your employees. Now, this man is giving affordable health care to everybody, bro.
Yeah, I want to make sure.
That's crazy.
You got me concerned. Now I want to make sure that I'm looking at it right. But yeah, it is definitely a game changer because
for sure,
healthcare in general is becoming so expensive.
Yes, bro. And this changes all the time, bro. Like, and we always compare ourselves to Canada, and Canada, because we know Canada has free healthcare for everybody. But like here in the States, bro, like you had Obama who came out with Obamacare. He had, he tried to, give affordable healthcare to everybody, and that was a good thing. But affordable healthcare still isn't necessarily affordable, especially whenever it's deducted from your paychecks. Because it's cool because you don't see it, but you got to budget your money anyway. But it's like, bro, like it's still not necessarily affordable, and everybody needs healthcare. So if you can get a healthcare plan, bro, $15 a month, you wouldn't even think about it. It's just it's like your Prime subscription. You don't even think about it coming out every month. It's like $10 a month. Like,
exactly.
I might have to look into this because I got Prime.
Yeah,
I got Prime.
Yeah,
and I have to look into it to see what's up.
So they teamed up with the company One Medical, and it says for a limited time, One Medical members is available to new U.S. customers for $144 a year for the first year, or equivalent to only $12 a month. Now that has been lowered. So this article I'm reading was February 22nd of this year, and they're talking about how they teamed up. But let's see, where's the more recent article? November 8th. So Amazon introduces compelling new healthcare benefit for Prime members for only $9 a month or $99 a year. And what that gives you is a high quality, convenient care from One Medical. So you'd have to look in to see what type of service One Medical offers, and is it comparable to your top tier health insurance providers. But it says it includes 24/7 on-demand virtual care nationwide and easy to schedule office visits at any of One Medical's hundreds of locations. So they partnered with this One Medical.
It's an HMO. Okay, it's an HMO then. HMO means health maintenance organization. So it's an HMO. So you have to go to a healthcare physician through One Medical. You have to go through them.
Yep.
So,
So,
but
but
is
if you don't
fine.
have any health care, though, yeah.
Facts, which is fine, because if you don't have anything, or if you're looking for something affordable, you will figure out how to find in your area where a One Medical physician is. Like, you will be able to do that. And it's not hard to do.
Even if you have to drive a little bit too, though.
Facts. What, man? Come on, bro. Like, man, me and my daughter can get healthcare, and I promise you, I'm gonna look into this, bro. I promise you I am, because it's why not? Honestly, why not? Everybody who's watching this right now, you know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you look into this at least if you have Prime? Because everybody here is paying upwards of $100 a month for healthcare. Everybody in here is. And you can have more than one healthcare plan. It just depends on the tiers of which one's going to pay out first and which one's not going to pay out, who's going to pay out secondly. So you can have more than one healthcare plan if you want. So why wouldn't you look into this for $9 a month? Bezos, that dude's a genius, bro.
But so what I was gonna say is I'm not surprised by this, and I fully expect for other companies like a Apple, those type of companies to deepen their presence in the medical space, in the medical industry, because as we saw with the pandemic, curing people and helping to heal them or helping to make them sick, however you want to look at it, whatever side of the spectrum you're on, is big business. So, and that's one industry in recessions where, people are still going to get sick. They're still going to need some type of assistance, where, it's recession proof, so to speak. So I fully expect for us to see other companies dive into the healthcare industry in similar fashions.
That's, bro. You gonna look into it?
Probably not, honestly.
I'm just interested to see, I'm just interested to see like what the deductibles are, like how comparable it is to the one that I have personally. You know what I'm saying? Because $9 a month, bro. That's bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like you said, I thought it was definitely employees, but yeah.
It's definitely compelling. For me, it would be like $25 or something like that. So it's definitely compelling compared to what I'm paying now. But I don't know. I would look into it to understand more about this company that they're working with, the One Medical, and then see what their reviews would be. And because my wife is in the healthcare industry, so if one thing is not up to par with her, she ain't with it. So
she ain't with it. Yeah, facts. I can mess with that. I can mess with that.
Yeah,
bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. But on to the next one, bro. So this Jordan Poole experience that the Washington Wizards are having right now. Dude is not playing well in the least. And I think he's living on a high from what happened with him in Golden State, because he came out in a statement and said that his legacy is already made with the ring in Golden State. And now he can play basketball with no stress and play carefree. And to be perfectly honest with you, he doing that.
That's what he's doing. 100%.
In Washington for sure. So what do
him and Kuzma
out there wilding out? But what do you think is the reason why he hasn't been as successful as? Because he got money, he got the bag, he got the bag, he got the max contract for what he's worth. And what do you think is the reason why this experience that the Washington Wizards are having with Jordan Poole right now? What do you think the reason is?
So I think Jordan Poole, he's still young. Again, I don't know his exact age, but I know he's young. So he's relatively immature. This him was an pleasant experience.
He's 24.
Up until this point, I think he was drafted in the second round of the NBA draft. Whenever he was drafted, it wasn't expected for him to be this good. or, to have this type of playing career up until this point. Even in his first year with the Warriors, I was going to say Wizards. Even in his first year with the Warriors, he was bounced back and forth from the actual team with the Warriors to their D League team or G League team.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it just wasn't expected for him to play this well. And again, immaturity can and play a part into that. He's always been this type of trying to be flashy player, in my opinion, even in his days at Michigan. However, I think the reason that we are seeing Jordan Poole play the way he has played the last year and a half is all dates back to, and we talked about Draymond last week and his antics and his on the court bullying and stuff like that. I think it stems from Draymond Green and him knocking Jordan Poole out at practice. And the reason I say that is because had this not all come out publicly and the video wasn't released, I think, it would have been fine. But because the video was released in the fashion that it was released, because of the way it made Jordan Poole made him look naive, and it's taking his confidence. And the pressures of playing with the Steph Currys of the world and performing, the Klay Thompsons of the world and performing in high impact, meaningful games is removed from him. He's now with the Warriors. It's his own team, but he didn't learn anything from, it appears that he didn't learn anything from Steph and those individuals about running a team, about being a leader. It just looks like he's still that careless person that was with the Warriors. He's just, playing his minutes, trying to get his points. He's not worried about facilitating for everybody else or trying to get everybody else involved or picking up his teammates and, making them better. It's just all about Jordan Poole. And KG went in on him. I forgot what all he said, but I do know what he said. He said he shouldn't be in our league. I think that's a bit harsh, but you can definitely tell he didn't learn anything from Steph, Klay, Draymond as far as how to be the guy of a team. And now the Wizards have already expressed that they have no intent of moving forward with him once his contract is up, or if they can get rid of him before that, they definitely would.
Yeah, I think.
What you think? I know you think something different.
So first of all, I'm gonna say, just to make sure we got the correct information out there. Jordan Poole is 24. He was drafted first round, 28th pick.
He's drafted first round. My bad. I thought he was drafted in the second round.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, close to it. It's only 30 teams in the league, so close to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it got nothing to do with Draymond. I don't think it got nothing to do with his confidence. Dude is ultra confident. He's ultra confident to me. If you look at how he plays, plays basketball, and you look at how he's been acting in Washington, and you look at the statement that I said that he made at the beginning of the year before the season even started. My legacy is cemented. I got the ring. All I can do is go out here and play stress free. I ain't got to worry about yada yada yada. You done seen the clips of him being in the huddle, not even paying attention to the play, and now all of a sudden trying to go back and see what it was and not really understanding what's going on. They throwing lobs off the backboard down 22. Like they are ultra confident. He is at least, and probably Kyle Kuzma too, because he probably hanging around Jordan Poole all the time. So they got that same kind of charisma. I think they came out the same draft actually, and they the same age. But I don't think it's his confidence, bro. Dude is ultra confident. He has flashes of a great player. He got the handle. He can shoot. He just don't give a fuck, and that's because of his confidence. I don't think he cares, bro. And I agree with what KG said, that he just don't deserve to be in the league, because it's like you're not taking it serious, and that goes back to what we keep saying, the statement that you made. Do they care? I don't think Jordan Poole gives a fuck. I don't think he cares, honestly, and I mean, that might be because he's so young, but we can't always give grown adults, 24-year-old adults, the excuse of they're young, because you've been here now this is your 5th year in the league. You've been here, you've been there. Now you've made your money. This is your job. But we can't keep giving him this.
It's his fifth year in the league?
Yeah, he was drafted in 2019. This is his fifth year, going into his fifth year. So, because he did some time. He did 4 years with Golden State back and forth from the G League. He was drafted in 2019. This is 1920, 2021, 22.
Fourth year.
Yeah. 22, 23, 24. Yeah, this is fifth year.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just, I just don't think he give a fuck. That's just me. He's ultra confident, bro. You can see how he play basketball. He ultra confident. The punch just took his pride at the moment to me. And he was hurt, and he might have lost a little confidence from it, maybe. But moving away from that, Jordan Poole ain't lost no confidence, bro. That dude, he got the whole pool party stigma and all of this shit. The dude just don't care, bro. He's ultra confident to me. That's what I think. The Draymond punch ain't had shit to do with it, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I think.
I mean, I can see that. I won't concede that the punch has nothing to do with it, but I can definitely see what you're saying. He does come off as very confident, but just because you come off as confident doesn't mean internally that you're not battling demons and whatnot, right? True. But it's a clear difference from how he played 2 years ago before the Draymond incident into how he's played since that point. I mean, he had flashes last year, but he definitely finished the year on a sour note against the Los Angeles Lakers. Like, he didn't play well at all. And then we come into this year where they moved on, where the Warriors moved on from him, and he has his own team, so to speak. And he just hasn't performed.
He hasn't at all.
I mean, his numbers are still there, but they're not meaningful numbers because he hasn't really. He has a bunch of turnovers, a bunch of careless mistakes, taking shots that he probably shouldn't. I saw a clip where they said he thought he was Steph Curry, where he was in the corner, he shot the three, and he turned around before it even. And yeah, so I mean, like, he learned all the wrong things from Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green and those individuals on that team, because he learned the flash of
that's all he took from it, literally.
The Splash Brothers were, of what the Golden State Warriors were. And I'm not saying he doesn't work at his craft, because I don't know what he does in the offseason. I don't know what he does in the season. But it took Steph Curry countless hours of practice and jump shots to be able to just throw up a shot, turn around, and know it's going to go in. You know what I mean? So, I think with this generation, this generation of athletes, you mentioned 3 weeks ago that you don't think there is any accountability. They don't really practice like they should. They don't really work at what they should work at. I don't think that's the case. I just think they spend their time working at something that serves no purpose for them in the long run. They work on that flashy stuff rather than the fundamentals. The fundamentals is what allows you the ability to do the flashy stuff. But they work on the flashy stuff and negating the fundamentals. And so when it comes down to being a fundamental player, and when you have something to fall back on, all they have is flash, and flash can get you in trouble more times than not.
You know what's crazy? It's like that episode of Boondocks. You remember that episode of Boondocks where Riley was doing all the and one stuff, and then started playing for.
Yeah.
Started playing for Timid Deer. He was out there doing all and couldn't shoot, like he couldn't do nothing. He reminds me of Riley Freeman. He reminds me of Riley Freeman on the court. Like, he reminds me of Riley, because if you think about it, listen though. So last year with the Warriors, he was playing 30 minutes a game, was averaging 20 points, shooting 44% from the field and 33% from three. This year, playing the same minutes, averaging 17, shooting less than 40% from the field and less than 30% from three. 28.6%.
What about the 2 years before that?
So
what about 2021?
2021, 30 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game, 19 points a game, 45% from the field and 37% from three. The year before that, playing 19 minutes, averaging 12, shooting 44% from the field and 36% from three. The year before that, playing 24 minutes a game, averaging 10 points. This was his first year. So he was 35. So he went back to his rookie season basically. Because he's shooting 39% from the field this year, shot 39% from the field, 33% from the field his first year, 27% from three his first year, 28% from three this year. So he reverted back to his younger self, bro. He's Riley Freeman. Jordan Poole is literally Riley Freeman from that episode of Boondocks. He literally is. Like, because he out there just doing whatever the fuck he want to do. Honestly, he's my boy is playing like some cheeks. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's bruh. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's still early in the season.
It is. It is.
And typically the only difference this year. Let me finish that thought, and then I'll come back to what I was about to say just now. Mm-hmm. So it's still early in the season, and typically there is a filling out phase when you have a new member of the team that comes in, and you're trying to figure out how they play, how the team is going to mesh with their style, and the coach figure out what to do, how to move the pieces where. So I guess we should offer him that grace, right? The difference this year, though, I think, is that we have this play-in tournament, this in-season tournament. I'm sorry, not play-in tournament. This in-season tournament, a lot of money is at stake.
Yeah,
he was paid a lot of money to come from Golden State to the Wizards.
Yeah,
and he just hasn't looked great. So all the chips are stacked against him right now. It is early in the season, so he could very well turn this around, getting closer to All-Star break, and then how we feel about him changes. How we feel about him now changes towards the end of the season. But right now, it's not looking good for Jordan Poole. It's not looking good, and the Warriors have already said they're going to get on from you.
Oh no, yeah, and I think the Wizards are
Wizards. I'm sorry, not the Warriors.
Yeah. I think the Wizards are definitely going to trade Buddy. I think by the trade deadline, he's going to be gone, and I don't even really know if there's any team that he will fit with, or honestly, the way he's playing and the attitude that he has, any team that will want Jordan Poole. So it'll be crazy with the contract that he has if he ends up back in the G League. Because I'm trying to think of a team. He might mess around and be 6th man somewhere or 7th man somewhere. Because his performance right now is not showing that he deserves to start. And
that's what he was with the Warriors.
Facts. And he might need that again. Because he literally thinks that DC is his town, bro. DC is his city. He believes that. The way he plays.
Where is he from?
Where is he from? He is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. He's from Milwaukee.
That could be a good fit.
As the 6th man?
Yeah.
He gonna have to be, because he ain't playing over Dame.
Yeah.
He ain't playing over Dame. That might be a good fit. Just go back home, cuz. Go back home. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if your parents are still there or not. Hopefully, they probably are. You probably done bought them a nice house in the hometown. Do your thing. Go back home to your family, cuz. Because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in Washington, so might as well go home, bro. But they're going to get rid of him. By the trade deadline, when is the trade deadline? When is the NBA trade deadline? Let me look that up real quick.
It's usually right before All-Star break.
NBA trade deadline.
Or after All-Star break, one of the two.
February 9th.
Yeah, so right before All-Star break, yeah.
Yep, right before All-Star break. So by February 9th, I'm looking to see Poole up out of there. I ain't gonna lie. They get rid of him. They just saying he's not a cornerstone of the franchise. That's what they came out and said. They had a report that said he's not the cornerstone. So we're gonna see, bro.
So it didn't take long for Richard Sherman and Skip Bayless to get into a little dispute. And I mean, we knew it was coming, but it didn't take long at all. So while discussing potential rule change for how NFL defenders can tackle, Skip Bayless and Richard Sherman have a minor dispute over their differences of opinion. The dispute ended with Sherman demanding Skip not yell at him. Mm-hmm. Sticks, what are your thoughts on this exchange? And then just what are your thoughts on Undisputed now that Shannon Sharp Unk has left?
I'm on the side of saying that all of this is Skip's fault. And I think that Fox Sports is giving Skip Bayless way too much power over that show.
Mm-hmm.
And he is really you give a man the power. You give a man too much power, bro. You can see what their character is. His character is not great. He's not coming off as a good person. You've ran off your best co-host that you've had over the past 6 years since the show's inception. You ran him off, and y'all was always getting into arguments because of your own ego. I'm gonna say it's his ego.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got Richard Sherman in the same seat that Unc was sitting in and having the same problems that he was having that he was having with Unc. And for those who haven't seen the clip, they were just like D'Lo said. It was the injury of the Florida State quarterback and how he was tackled,
Jordan Travis,
Jordan Travis, and how he was tackled, and the tackle was a good tackle. It's how you teach people how to tackle, honestly, without leading with the crown of your helmet. He was tackled from the side. He drug his hips. It just happened that Jordan Travis got hurt on the play. And Richard Sherman's argument was you can't talk about something you don't have experience doing.
Mm-hmm.
So as Skip Bayless is trying to defend his point, Richard Sherman is like, no, dude, you don't know what you're talking about because you have never done it. I have tackled in the NFL before. I have been an NFL cornerback for over a decade, and you're telling me how to tackle somebody. So if that's the case, if you're going to make all these rules about how you're supposed to tackle somebody in NFL, why don't you just put flags on people and they're going to reach for the flags? Because me and D'Lo have had this conversation before that the NFL, with all the rules that's going on that the defense can't do, it's turning into flag football. We've talked about this before because there's so many rules of the tacklers that you have to literally watch yourself. You have targeting now. People are getting ejected from games and getting fined thousands and thousands of dollars because of how you tackle somebody. And now the question is the guys that are getting raised up from Pop Warner and middle school and high school and college ball, how are these coaches going to teach people how to coach, how to tackle? So, but I agree with Richard Sherman, though. I 100% agree with Richard Sherman. Like, you can't tell me how to do something if you've never done it or even studied it.
Right.
Now, he studied it because he's been covering the NFL and the sports for 30, 40 years. So he's covered it. He's studied it. But Richard Sherman has actually done it. And he even called Skip out like, all right, cool. If you want to learn how to tackle, let me run full speed at you. And you try to tackle me without dropping your hips and let me drag you all the way to the end zone until I'm tired of dragging you. Because that's how you're supposed to use your weight to bring somebody to the ground. That's how you're supposed to tackle. It just happened that Jordan Travis got hurt. But I agree with Richard Sherman in this situation. What you think? What you think, D'Lo?
I mean, I definitely agree. I agree with Richard Sherman. We have had this conversation multiple times. I think that it becomes, even though we both played offense, we can both appreciate the technicalities, the complexities of what a defender has to go through, what goes through their mind, and how hard it is to get a ball carrier down. And so you remove these different ways in which they can tackle, like the crown targeting. Everybody understands why that's dangerous.
Yeah.
But everything else to me is kind of like, are we playing tackle football now, or are we like?
Are we two hand touch?
Yeah, like, this is becoming more like why the Pro Bowl is no longer interesting to watch because they don't do anything physical at all. And I get it. It's the end of all of their seasons. They played 18 games, more than that probably if you include the preseason. So they're trying to make sure nobody gets hurt. They go into the offseason healthy or as healthy as they can be, ready to recuperate and get ready for the next season. I get it. But because of that, nobody watches the Pro Bowl anymore. It's not even interesting to watch. So with all of that, now you say not only can you not tackle somebody that isn't looking, so you can't tackle a
A helpless
defenseless,
defender. Yeah.
a
Oh,
helpless
yeah.
defender.
Hmm.
No. It's a defenseless receiver or
Yeah.
runner. You
Yeah.
can't you
Yeah.
can't tackle them. Now you can't, when you do tackle them, you can't tackle them and drop your weight on the back of their legs because of the risk of injury. Well, when you first signed up to play football, you knew that there were risks in playing that sport.
For sure.
Now, nobody signs up to get chronic head injury, CTE, stuff like that. Nobody signs up for that. So, with the head injuries, with the leading with the crown of your helmet and targeting somebody's head, we all get that.
Hmm.
But you know that you could potentially tear some ligaments, break some bones, have shoulder injuries, finger injuries, all that type of stuff. You know that there's risk involved. You point at your fingers. There are people on or analysts on ESPN. I think his name is
Booger
Booger
McFarlane.
McFarland. His fingers is like
Yeah.
severely,
Yeah.
like
They
it's like,
messed up.
yeah, it's
Mine
like,
is minor.
yeah,
Mine is minor.
yeah.
Booger and what's
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders too, but not the receiver. That played for the what's his name? I'll think of it later. But go ahead, finish your point. My fault.
But yeah, so we know that though there's risk involved when it comes to playing the sport of football. So you continually removing all of these ways in which defenders can tackle and get defenders to the ground, then you might as well just have the offense play against air and see how fast they can score in a certain amount of time. Because that's what is really essentially what it's becoming. Because if a defender can't tackle in numerous ways, then you remove their ability to participate in the sport. And if you remove their ability to participate in the sport, football is not the sport that it has been in the last since its inception. So I
Facts.
definitely agree with Richard Sherman. Now, as far as the show is concerned, um, it's definitely not the same, and you
Hmm.
can tell it's not the same. I think even at times you can see the disdain on Skip's face for what the show has become now. And I have not even, like, I used to try to see what was going on that show on YouTube clips and whatnot. I don't even try to check for that show anymore. I
Mm.
look at First Take
Hmm.
with Skip and Shannon when he's on. But other than that, I'm not even worried about Undisputed and their
Stephen A.
ratings. Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
yeah.
you said first
I
take. Yeah.
said Skip and Shannon. I did the
Yeah.
same thing.
All good. Yeah.
I did it again. So Stephen A. and Shannon,
Hmm.
and I think Undisputed's ratings have dropped, but it's just
Tremendously.
because and they've tried to go the virality route. They've tried to make some. They had Bubba, my boy, the trash. He was on there. He
Yeah.
was on there one time. I know they've tried to go the social media virality route. It's just not working. I think all of Skip's ideas for how to make the show go post Shannon Sharp have not gone as he expected. I think they may need to try to. It's too late. I don't think Shannon would go back with if they could. I think they need to try to make amends with him and get him back on the show.
Hell, Shannon ain't going back. Shannon ain't
Yeah.
going back. But it all goes back to. And I just thought of the quote that I was trying to say at the beginning of the segment. If you want to test a man's character, give him power and see how he treats the less fortunate. That's Skip.
Mm-hmm.
That's Skip. Skip has way too much power at Fox Sports and Undisputed. Way too much. And he is dealing with men who are not going to let him talk to them any type of way. And Skip wants to do that. It seems like he wants to talk to them however the hell he want to talk to them. And it's just weird because it's like, Skip, bro, you literally had to take a hiatus from Undisputed because you lost your co-host because of your actions and you couldn't carry it by yourself. So you know you need these men to co-host with you and give and bounce, to have a debate. That's what these sports talk shows are. They're debates. So you're supposed to have these guys on here and you trying to talk to them however you want to talk to them and literally dictate the whole fucking show. It's not going to work like that, bro. Like you got to have some kind of banter and some friendly banter. Now you're going to get into heated arguments because it's opposing opinions. You're going to get into some heated arguments. That's going to happen. But the way you running this, Skip, you wilding, my boy. Skip wilding. And he going to run everybody off. Undisputed is going to end up, I feel like, which is my opinion, I feel like in the next few years, unless Skip get his act together, Undisputed ain't going to be on TV no more.
I think that may happen. Again, we don't want anything negative to happen. That's not what we're here for. But we call it how we see it sometimes. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of next year may be the last, because it's been going downhill drastically ever since Shannon's left, and so it's like, unless they take a 180 immediately, they just keep going downhill, and that is not what Fox Sports wanted.
You know what that 180 gonna be? They have to get rid of Skip.
What? Yeah, but then yes, you're right. They would have to do it, but then they'll just cancel the show and come out with something different.
True, and they're not gonna be able to call it Undisputed no more. But
right, exactly.
You're right. So I don't know, man. I just think Skip wilding, to be perfectly honest. But we got to see how that show go moving forward, because Richard Sherman ain't taking your bullshit, Skip. He ain't taking it.
I mean, what did they think was gonna happen? Skip, I mean, they've already been on TV before with Richard and Skip going back and forth with each other. So what do you think? It was only a matter of time for this.
Only a matter of time.
And so the question is it real, or is it for clicks? Is it to get the ratings?
There you go, bro. There you go.
I'm just asking. Just asking, bro.
I think it was really emotion from Richard.
Yeah, I thought it was real too, but you always got to put that in there.
But since you did just mention that Skip has been trying to go the virality route here recently, did he stir this emotion for virality? You got to think about it that way sometimes. See, I'm starting to get on your mindset a little bit, D-Lo, even though, some things I'd be looking at, be like, yo, that shit seem real to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But hey, man, we're going to have to see how Undisputed goes moving forward. I just think Skip needs to let the power trip go and become a great host of that show, because it's going downhill real fast, dog. Real fast. But to end off the show, D-Lo, with something that's, to me, kind of tender, because we both have kids, and I'm looking forward to having kids, more kids one day in the near future. And we have a young lady that's going live on TikTok. Oh, that's going viral. That went live on TikTok, and her actual live went viral. Her post went viral about her. She's a teacher, and she's from what I gathered from the TikTok, she's a ballet teacher. And she's teaching these young girls, like 5-year-old young kids, like 5 and 6-year-olds, dance and, different types of music and stuff like that. And she gets emotional because these kids are asking to listen to Poundtown. And I don't know if I know our audience is a little older, but I don't know if y'all know who Sexy Red is and the type of music that she makes, but it's very provocative and very suggestive when it comes to women in general. And the young lady in the clip was talking about it's sad and it's sickening that you have kids, number one, who want to listen to this music, but number two, you can't correct them. And whenever you try to talk to the mothers or the parents don't even want you to correct them. So it's like, D-Lo, how do you feel about how some of our kids are being raised these days? And what is, we said it before, what is it with the next generation, and how can we fix it, bro?
Okay, it's a lot of questions there. So first off, it's heartbreaking that kids can't be kids anymore. They go straight from Baby Shark to whatever explicit music that their parents are listening to or their older siblings are listening to, and they are performing dances to those songs with whatever they see on social media, whatever they see on the TV, so on and so forth. And apparently we think it's cute, because if you go to the comments, of some of the videos, or you look at the videos, you hear the commentary in the background of, "Oh, look at my baby," and or you look at some of the comments attached to those videos, and you'll see, "Oh, they killed that," they ate that, this and that, right? And I get you. We want kids to be creative and expressive and whatnot, but can't they be creative and expressive in other ways? I remember when we were 5, 6 years old, um, we were learning, "Oh, Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun."
Yeah.
We were learning songs like that. Now they saying, "My booty." What is it? I don't even know what that song is. My P word pink
and
booty
my
hole
booty
brown.
hole brown. Like, come on,
man.
And for a 5-year-old little girl to be wanting to sing a song like that, bro, like, and between that and Ski Yee and WAP and all of these other songs that these little girls don't need to be, subjected to, like, it's man, look, bro, like, it's just so weird, and I don't listen to that type of music because number one, it ain't for us. Number one, it's not for men. Right. It's for it's for women, and do I want to say this? I'm not gonna say that. Do I want to say it? Fuck it.
You already put it out there.
I'm already put it out here. I gotta say it now. For the women who like that type of music,
go ahead and say it.
Y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't. What did the great philosopher Future say? You for the streets. I'm telling you, that's
not necessarily true.
Man, come on, D-Lo, be real with yourself.
That ain't necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. It ain't necessarily true. I mean, we can't say that. We can't say that. Well, I can't say that. You might be able to say it. I can't say it. And the reason I can't say that is because you have a multitude of women that listen to that type of music, and it ain't just the ones that's for the streets. You have soccer moms that listen to that stuff. You know what I mean? That don't mean that they out there, and I'm not saying that they're not either. So I'm just saying you can't, without 100% of a doubt, say that the women that listen to that type of music are for the streets.
I can dig it. That mindset for the streets, though. You might not have the bodies, but your mind is there. Don't dig into it. Don't dig into it.
So we getting off topic, but so you can say the type of music we listen to, that's the type of individuals that we are.
We listen to conscious rap. So what are you talking about?
Okay. You don't listen to all conscious rap. You listen to Future, do you not? So are you for the streets?
Of course not. You're right.
Exactly. Exactly.
You're right. There was a time in my life.
I'm just saying, bro.
But no, I could dig it. I think it's just that sometimes, and just getting back to the kids are very impressionable, and they're literally like sponges. So the things that they hear and see, they're going to emulate, and they are reflections of you as a parent. They are reflections of you as a parent. So you have to set. Just like I just alluded to it. Before my daughter, I was a different type of motherfucker. Different type of dude. But when my daughter got here, it taught me a different type of mindset, that I had to be a different type of man for her to show her what a real man is, or a good person in society is, so to speak. And I took that to the utmost extreme, to the point where I drove across country to be closer to her, to be able to show her these values and these lessons. You have to, the next generation is doomed, bro. It's doomed, bro. Unless we change something, dog. Because you got sexy reds out here, and I got some backlash whenever I got some, and I don't think we talked about it on the podcast. I'm pretty sure we didn't, but I got some backlash because we ain't never talked about them. I got some backlash whenever I said something on social media about Krishan Rock twerking and why she was pregnant. Now you got Sexy Red made a whole video throwing ass on top of a car while she's pregnant with a kid. It's talking about some fuck her baby daddy. This is what the kids in 5 years, this is what 5-year-olds want to listen to now. They want to listen to the same lady that did that, what I just talked about. It's the same lady that sings Poundtown and Ski Yee. Talk about her booty hole brown. Talk about fuck her baby daddy while she pregnant twerking on top of a car. This is what these kids are looking at and watching, bro. And it's low key. It's like, dog, are they brainwashing our children, bro? To be able to see stuff like this and take it into the next, it's scary, bro. It scares the hell out of me because luckily my daughter ain't into that type of music. My daughter ain't really into music too much anyway. She listens to some stuff, but she's not into music anyway. She listens to what I listen to, which is good, which I consider good music. I don't listen to that bullshit. But she just, bro, it's scary, bro. It's scary. And for me wanting to have more kids and you having two young kids, like, and I know you ain't listening to that bullshit, and I know wifey ain't listening to it either. So it's like we have to figure out a way to change things, bro. And our generation is the last good generation to do it, and we're not doing a good job right now. Some of us are, but the whole generation as a whole is not, because we take in this bullshit. And it's scary, bro. It scares me, dude.
Yeah, I think we are, our generation, the one that are raising this younger generation of individuals. I think a lot of us
I don't know, because some of these kids, some of these 5-year-olds that this young lady's talking about are born to some teenage moms and some 20-year-old moms. So this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we have to consider ourselves in that
true.
Yeah,
parenting
group as well. Yeah, a lot of us are just now having kids.
True,
because
that's true.
We went through the 2008 collapse where there weren't any jobs. We went through.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So it, and just in general in America, the globe, birth rates are down. So our people our age are just now having kids. Now, of course, we had some individuals that we went to school with and all that had babies at an early age, and they have teenagers, damn near 18-year plus kids now.
I'm one of those. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But a lot of us, me, are just having kids and are in this 2 to 8 year old range. But damn, I lost my train of thought. But so we are, a lot of those parents that are with those kids now, they're more interested in being friends to their kids and making sure that they don't raise their kids how they were raised because they didn't like how they were raised, and want to make sure that the kids have the things that they didn't have, mainly have the type of relationship that they wish they would have had with their kids. I'm here to say that shit doesn't work, because you can't, like, it's okay to be friendly to your kids, but your kids have to understand that you're not their friends. Your job is, as a parent, is to be here to guide them through life as best you can, to help them understand the right and wrong ways to do things to the best of your ability. Now, if the best of your ability is to allow them to listen to this type of music, then that's on you. That's how you want to raise them kids. But being a friend to them, allowing them to sit and listen to your every conversation that you have with your best friend, where every other word is B word this, B word that ain't this, that nigga ain't that, or whatever the case is, that ain't gonna fly. Because then when they start to recreate that, then you gotta be like, wait, where did they get that from? Well, you sit and let them listen to you talk on the phone all times of the day. You let them watch whatever they want to watch on TV. You let them look at what you look at on social media. Of course, that's what they're going to recreate, what they see. And so I feel like I miss the good old days. Because I'll say this, and you know how I was raised. We've known each other for quite some time.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand my dad when I was coming up. But now that I'm older, I'm like, that's what he was doing. And so your kids might not like you when you are raising them. But if you raise them in the way that you want them to be raised, when they get older, they'll understand they will understand the method to your madness. And so back to the kids, these kids today are some of the smartest ever in history because of the amount of access that they have to information. Just like us, we are probably the most smartest, most efficient that we've ever been in history because of the amount of information we have access to. But just because they have access to it doesn't mean you have to give them access to it. You have to remove that at some point in time and allow them to be kids. Allow them to have imaginary friends. Don't let them play on Roblox all the time. Don't let them do whatever they need to do on social media, or don't let them have access to that information. Remove that. Allow them to be kids. Make them go outside. Make them, it's just a lot of stuff that we need to get back to when it comes to kids, because a lot of them are grown and a lot of them know stuff that they shouldn't know about, and it's getting scary. And so I feel what this young teacher is going through. I think we had a conversation 2 weeks ago where a teacher changed the words to ski, I think.
Yep.
And so on the flip side, I don't have an issue with that per se. And the reason I don't have an issue with that is because she's taking the lyrics, or she's taking the concept of that song, and she's making it educational.
Yep, making it positive.
And so, and when you can make it educational, okay, assuming the kids are being raised in which they don't have easy access to that type of content, they learn something through a song that they may not even know anything about, but when they hear it, they associate what they learned with the song. And so now it's like, wait, that's not the words to the song. And so I don't know, man. I just feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword, but just to give the kids free access to this type of music, allow them to reenact that, to do those dances. We are going to have a lost generation soon that if we don't get them on the right track, who knows where we go as a country, as a culture, you name it. Who knows where we go?
It's
I
gonna
know
be
it
tough,
went long.
man.
I apologize.
No, you're good. I'm gonna end the segment off with this, bro. When we were growing up, we were raised rough. Like we were raised tough, dog. Like, bro, I done got beat with so many different household appliances.
Yeah, not appliances though. God,
bro, listen. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you.
Utensils, not appliances.
I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I don't care. I'm very transparent. I'm very open.
Yeah.
I got hit in the back of the head with a twin size mattress as a kid. Lie to you not. I'm gonna tell the story. Let me tell the story. I'm gonna tell story time for y'all, right? Story time.
Go ahead.
This was back in the days of CD players and Walkman, right? And my cousin, I ain't gonna call his name. My cousin bought me the Method Man to Cal 2000 CD. I was a very big Method Man fan back in the day. I had to be no older than like 9 or 10 years old. And I had the CD and I'm listening to it. And my mom, God rest her soul, love you to death. Yesterday was her birthday. Love you, Mom. She was getting a new She was getting a new bed set put into her bedroom. And she was getting a twin size bed put in there because the room was kind of small. And the movers were in there. Then they were helping her put the bed together and put everything together. And she was carrying the mattress. The mattress was real thin. It was real small. It wasn't heavy. It was a twin size mattress. I come down the stairs. Okay, you've been in my grandma's house before. We go down the stairs from the kitchen. I'm coming down the stairs and I'm rapping the song and I mess around and say a cuss word. And I'm turning the corner to go to my mom's room was right in front of the stairs and it was a bedroom off to the right. I'm turning the corner to go into the other bedroom because I wanted to get on the computer. And before I knew it, boom, in the back of my head, my mama swung that mattress and hit me in the back with it. Say another motherfucking cuss word. I'm going to beat your ass again. And I was embarrassed. It didn't hurt because it was a mattress, but I was embarrassed low key because the movers were sitting there like, what the fuck did I just witness? And I was on the ground like, did she just hit me with this mattress? That's what we grew up in. Now, We're in the generation now of gentle parenting, of the can you please, do you mind, will you do this? not telling, but asking motherfuckers to do shit. And this supposed to be our kids. So we didn't grow up in that generation. The gentle parenting generation. Whatever my mama had in her hand, she was clocking me with that motherfucker. But we can't do that
It's
no
a
more.
struggle.
We can't do that no more because now, we got it's just weird. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna go back to that generation with my future kids. And I'm also not saying that I'm gonna be a gentle parent, but you have to have some kind of middle ground with the way you parent your kids. With my daughter, I've never put my hands on her, but she know whenever to shut the fuck up and do right. Because I could just give Sam a look and she'll straighten up. So we got to get back to being able to not be friends, but be friendly. Like D-Lo said, we can be friendly, but you ain't my friend, dog. You my child.
Right.
We got to get back to that because we're not in that no more, bro. It's weird and it's scary. It's just like it's scary hours out here, bro. It's scary hours out here, dog. And I'm afraid for the next generation, bro. I promise you, I am, because it's so weird now. It's so weird, D-Lo. I don't know what to do, but hopefully we can figure something out. Because like I said, our generation is the last good one to figure it out with these new kids coming up, man. Because them wanting to listen to Pussy Pink Booty Hole Brown is crazy. Crazy, bro.
I mean, I'll say this. Not to step on your... I always do this.
Go ahead. No, do you think?
Stop doing that. I gotta stop doing that.
No,
but
good content, bro. Do you think?
Not to step on the end, how you want to wrap up the segment, but the choice of music isn't as vast as it once was when we were growing up. So, and
I agree.
I don't know about 5 because I don't even think I was really even listening to any type of radio or anything at 5 years old. But we had music that we wanted to listen to when we were young too. That was like, you shouldn't be listening to that. And we might have heard it one or two times on the radio, but 5 years old, like you can't just let them be kids. You can't just like I don't even like Sage is 7, about to be 8. I don't even like playing the music I listen to in the car with her sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and again, we've already established the music we listen to isn't bad, but just because of the different cuss, we don't cuss like that around our kids.
True.
Because I mess around and say one thing here and there, and you hear Dalen say it. It's like,
oh damn,
I forgot. Yeah. But because like you said, kids, especially at that age, they're sponges. Everything that you do, they're going to do as well. And if they hear you say something, they'll say it not knowing what they're saying. But then when you get that reaction, they get the reaction out of you. Then it's like, oh, wait a minute. What did I just say? Let me say it again. Or what did I just do? Let me do it again so I can get that reaction. So, I mean, it's not far-fetched for kids these days to want to listen to music that isn't necessarily meant for them, as it happened with us. But just because they want to listen to it, don't mean you have to. Like you said, gentle parenting has become a bit much. I struggle with gentle parenting because, I fall into that boat too. I don't want my kids to be, and I wasn't abused or anything like that. I'm definitely not.
Yeah. I'm not saying I was either. It was just,
yeah.
But it was a different, it was a different era. Yeah,
it was different. It was different, right? What I'm saying is, I don't want for physical contact to be the only way that I can get my kids to listen. So it's a fine balance. But if it comes to that point, you're gonna understand what you understand.
That's a fact. But I mean, my daughter's 16, man, and the first time she cussed around me, she liked to cry. Cause she knew, and I was just as shocked as she was, and she liked to drop that. She liked to cry. Her eyes wet. I was like, oh, that's probably my fault. That you can just don't say that shit again. First of all, and but I'm just like, I know Sam is 16 years old, but I know she having conversations with her friends, and I know they're doing it. Just don't do it around me. Just don't do it around me.
Have some respect.
Have some respect. Exactly. Be respectful. And it's a fine line between fear and respect when it comes to parenting. But I'm not that's another conversation for another day. But
hey, there you go.
Hey, but we gotta find a way to fix it, man. Because it's like I said, man, it's scary hours out here, bro. Because these kids want to listen. These kids literally are being subjected to a lot of stuff that they should be subjected to at a young age, and we gotta change it, bro. It's got to be a change somewhere.
Yeah.
Got to be a change.
Episode 45 of the
in the
Too
books,
Complex podcast.
In the books, bro. In the books, man.
Personally, I think we were a little bit all over the place today, but still, it was good content, in my opinion.
Good content, good conversation.
Yeah. So we do want to thank you for tuning in to Too Complex. Remember, life is short and oftentimes complex, but when it becomes too complex, don't be afraid to lean on those that you love to help you find simplicity and balance. Stay prayed up in this crazy world. As we were talking about just a few minutes ago, a few requests thrown above can return you peace and sanity. Thanks for loving us and supporting this podcast. It means a lot to us, and we're sending our love right back. Don't forget to subscribe to whatever podcast platform or streaming platform that you're listening. And also follow us on social media, all of our social medias. That is TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Threads. And as always, until next time, we'll see you when we see you.
Salute.